So yesterday I've shown you some of the basic things. Now today I'm going to start from the beginning of the slide, like how you can, start with your own project. So the first thing that you do is, first of all, when you open the storyline, this is basic interface that we have seen yesterday. And after going to File and New Project, this is what you are going to see. So today I'm just going to rename this scene as maybe learning language. Okay. Now I want to learn some new language. I have created a course for that maybe. So initial slide could be my introduction. Okay. Now this is the starting scene over here. And as you can notice, when I select the scene and when I select the slide, for the slide properties, you can see the slide navigation and gestures. So these are the buttons and swipe option which you get when you use the preview mode. In the preview mode, you have the previous and next button. You have the player defaults, right? So these are the player controls basically. So if you go to the player settings over here, you can modify these controls from this view as well. So by default, this is the view. If you uncheck the menu option, the person won't be able to see the menu. They will be able to navigate only through the buttons below or on the slide, right? If you want, you can even remove the next and previous button option as well. So you can see accessibility controls are also there. If you don't want them, you can remove them. If you want to keep them, keep them. So these options you can modify for each slide. Okay, play or pause button you want to provide. You want to provide search option or basically seek bar, right? Full screen mode. So these options are also there. Okay, whether you want to show the logo or not, right? So these all things we will do one by one. Right now, we are just going to focus on, for now, I'm keeping the menu on, right? Actually, I'll just remove the menu option because I want to show you something else also, which we have covered a bit yesterday. And the title also, if you don't want it, you can remove it. And the resources as well. So this is going to increase the slide area overall if you're not showing any controls on the side. But you have to make sure that uh, the navigations and the resources or any information is at least available on the slide in that case. Okay, so I'll just click on OK over here. Now for the settings of the slide, I'll just double click on the slide first of all. And on the bottom left corner, can you see the size is written as 720 by 540?
It's not the same as private sector. It's the same, so it's the same portal we're doing that.
Hello?
Unfortunately.
Yes, can see that on the
Okay.
top,
Yes,
on the
hello.
bottom left.
Yeah, bottom left. That is correct. So yeah, we can click on this. You can modify the size over here for your slide. If you want any custom size, you can provide that. You can uncheck the lock aspect ratio. Usually the aspect ratio, which we most commonly use in most of the screens, television screens or your mobile screens is 16:9. By default, 4:3 is the slide size. If you want, you can change it to 16:9. In the 16:9 also, if you want higher resolution, you can make it 1280, which is uh, a standard now. Once you do that, since the aspect ratio is locked, it will automatically switch to 1280 by 720. If you want this to be used as your default size for all the slides, you can give set as default size. Okay. And now this is going to be your default size for the slides. So yeah, I'll just click on OK. I don't have any existing content. If there was a content, it would have been scaled by keeping this option check. So I'm just going to use OK over here. And now the slide size is increased. So you can see this is the whole view right now. And I want to zoom in or zoom out. right? So you can press Control and minus for zoom in or zoom out. Actually, Control and scroll bar works. Okay, Control plus and minus is not working right now. So yeah, Control scroll, that is what is going to work for the zoom in and zoom out. Okay. So if you want to zoom for your work, you can also use this zoom. I mean, the timeline is over here, and let me just maximize this. Right. If you want to zoom into the view, you can see this is the place where you get the zoom level. Right. If you want to set something custom, you can even click on 100% and OK. If you want, you can click on this and choose fit option. Okay, so whatever zoom level you want, you can set it over here. Right. And yeah, that's the main slide view right now. And that was about the zoom option. So I've just changed the slide size. The main difference you will see in the preview. If you are using 16:9 ratio and the resolution is high, you will be able to notice that most of your screens are going to be very supportive of it. And if you want, you can even remove this previous and next arrows. So let's close the preview. Go for the settings here. 1 second. Let me go back here. And if I see the slide, I can directly from here, slide navigation and gestures, I can remove the buttons previous and next. So these two are not going to be there. If I want a submit button, I can use a submit button, but I don't want that over here. Right? Swipe option for the mobile screens, I might want to swipe the slides. So this is, I'm keeping it on. So let's go back to the introduction slide. Now, if I go for the preview option, can you see there is no previous or next button? Accessibility options are here, accessible text, right? But other than that, there are no other options like menu, resources, all of that. I have removed it from the settings. Okay, so it's up to you how you want the view of your course. You can make those settings over here. Now I will create my first slide and I'm going to use the concept of themes which we have seen yesterday. So let's go to the design option. You can choose the theme for your individual slides also, or like I have explained yesterday, you can go for the view option. Over here, you can go for the slide master and you can apply a theme overall to your slide master rather than going one by one. So you can go for the themes option. You can choose the one which you like, right? You can browse for themes if you have any theme which is stored in your storyline. If you have saved it, it will be over here. If you have not saved any theme, you won't be able to find it, right? So let's go back here and let's just try to make some other colors. So if you go for the colors option, can you see there is a custom color also? I've created custom color also. So you can create your own new theme colors as well. So let's try to do that today. Okay. In the colors, I'll go for create new theme colors. In this, you can set the text. What do you want the color of the text to be? For the dark and light background, you can choose different colors. You can give a name to your theme, like theme color, a custom one is given. Let me give language course. So maybe you want course specific colors, you want your own organization named colors, right? So you can choose that. The normal text is this one. If you want, you can change this. You can choose any color. Can you see the text is changing over here? If you want, you can make it something else also. Right? This is going to depend on what you need. If you want, you can even give a specific hex value or RGB value. Right? These values also you can specify. So I'm going to just use the color, pick the color from the slider here. You can choose the color from the color wheel and then pick the shade of the color from here. Okay. For dark, I can use maybe somewhat this one. Light second text color for the subtitle or something. Maybe I want something different for the background, right? Dark 2. Okay. Accent color. You can give the accent colors also. And you can see the output over here. So it becomes easier to choose. Right? So these are the ones which you can set according to your project. I'm just choosing some random ones here. This looks good. Since 6 can be this one. Now hyperlinks, what color you want the hyperlinks to be? I'll probably choose something in between so that it is visible in both. Okay. Yeah. This is going to depend on your brand. Control colors, if you want to modify the control colors, you can do that also. Right? It's basically on hover, what color do you want to see? So yeah, this looks good for now. And quiz options, correct and incorrect. Right? Then custom 1 and 2 again, these are going to be your link colors, majorly the button colors, you can say. So I'm going to keep the button colors at something purplish. Or if you want to change the color. So custom 1, custom 2. Once you are set with your theme, language course, okay. So my theme for all the slides is also set. If I type anything, it's going to be according to the theme. Right? And background styles you can choose. You want dark or you want shaded, any kind of a background you want to give. Right? You can see according to the theme, the text color is changing. If it's a dark background, it's picking up a different color for the text. If it's a light background, it's taking up a different color. And this is depending on the theme that you have created. Okay. And similarly over here for the fonts also, you can choose any font style specific for your theme, right? Or you can create your new theme font also. I'm going to choose an existing one for now. This looks good to me, so I'll go with this. So my color and fonts are set. Now if I go to the theme, I can save current theme. Okay. I'm going to give it a name here. Language course. Storyline theme. Save. You can save it anywhere else also, but this is the default folder where the themes are saved usually, and from where the storyline is going to pick up your data. Okay. So yeah, I have just set my theme and saved it. Now, if I go for the browse themes option, it is going to show me the theme which I have just created. So in other projects also, you can use it. So that's how you can create your own theme of colors and fonts, right? For master slide, you can create your master slide and later on I'll show you how you can, you can save a story template also. So right now, I'm not going to store the template. I'm just modifying the master slide for now. And in the master slide, maybe I don't need a placeholder. I need a logo or some kind of an image. So I can set that. For now, just try this much from your side. Try to set some colors for the theme, some font. If you want to change the font, you can click on create new theme font also. Give it your own name. Okay. And choose the font which you want. For the heading, it could be different. For body font, it could be different, right? And you can click on save option. So just try these options from your side and let me know if you are facing any difficulty. Okay. For today, we'll keep a small break at around 2:30 p.m. your time. I guess it's a 3 hour session. So after 1.5 hours, we can take a small 15 minutes break. Just try whatever I have explained till now on your side and let me know once you are done with it or if you are facing any difficulty. You can mention on the chat done if you are able to do this. And
Rishka,
remember, yeah, yeah, Mercy.
sorry, I'm just really, I feel like I'm lost a little bit, but do you mind just going back to actually where we got the property slide or the property uh, tab?
Okay,
'Cause,
okay.
yeah,
So I'll just close the master view. You are talking about the slide the preview properties, right?
exactly.
So you can go for the player setting, this one. 1 second. Can you see on the top player setting?
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
just click on this to open the settings for the player. If you want, you can check the menu option. You can check the resources option if you want to view
Okay.
them. Okay.
Yeah, but how are you able to put it on the side? Because it comes as a new window.
Not exactly as a new window.
Okay.
It is customized, like it is already created. So it's just that if you want all these options to be viewed on the preview, it
Okay.
is just showing you what your preview is going to look like or what your course will look like when you share it.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
You can even change the text orientation. It is right now left to right. You can make it right to left if it's Arabic language. And keep the menu and controls off. This is going to be like a without any menu and control, your preview, just the slide. If you want, you can keep it on.
Brigitte, I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened to my slide because I'd gone to Slide Master and had all the slides.
So you have changed all these slides?
No, I had like all those slides. I had a heading and I put like a basic logo somewhere. But now when I saved and came back, the logo has gone and the other slides have gone.
Okay. You can share your screen once.
You can see it.
Yeah, this is the logo which you have on the slide, right?
Yeah. So initially I'd gone to Slide Master, created the different slides. So it was like this and everything. I had okay, yes. So I had a topic here.
Okay,
yes,
this
it's
is a
okay now.
placeholder. Yeah, so this is a placeholder text. When you see a dotted line, that means it's a placeholder text. That means you can modify this particular section of the slide. Even in the edit option, you can modify this. So instead of being able to modify it, you want a heading and the logo in all the slides by default, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, okay, I'll just show that to you how you can do that, right?
Okay.
Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Just give me 1 second. Yeah. So in this case, right now, if you notice, even I have made a change over here. I have written hello, but this is not affected in all these slides. Can you see? All the slides
Yeah.
are still showing me the placeholder text. Now
Yeah.
I want something to be constant. I don't want this, dotted line text box. I want a proper text box which will be fixed. So you can remove this if you don't want it in the parent. Okay. Once I have removed it, then I can go for the insert option. In the insert, you have all the options which you want to use. So over here, I'm going to use a text box. I don't want to use any placeholder text. I don't want this, dotted line placeholder. I want a proper text box. So I'll go with the text box here. You can just click and start typing if you want, or you can drag and create the text box. So maybe you have this topic, learn new language today. Maybe this is what I want to say in all the, it could be something else also, what you want to say, right? So I want this in all the slides. Now, can you see once I create a text box, this is in all these slides by default.
Yeah.
So this is because I have used a text box, not a placeholder. Placeholder can be replaced, but text box or the items which you insert are going to be constant. So if I insert any photo or image over here, now I'll go for the photos option. In Articulate, you do have a huge library of photos as well. You just need to search for it if you want to use anything.
Okay.
Okay, you can just type the keyword and press enter. It will start looking for the photos. You need to be online for this, right? So I've just written languages and it's showing me the sign language option, I guess. Different options are there, whichever you find suitable or matching to what you wanted to use, you can use that. So I think this photo is looking very good and I can use it as a, below background. So let me insert this out here. I can insert this photo, right? And for the box, you can see the layer. Let me make this more big. Can you see text box 3, text box 2? All of them are below the picture. That's why the picture is being visible on the top. So what I'll do, I'll shift this down. Now the picture is at the bottom and the placeholder text is there, and your fixed text which you want in all the slide is also there. If you want, you can even, expand your image even further. Like I want to make it down also as well. So I can move it down out of the frame. It's going out of the frame. So yeah, but overall in the preview, it's not going to be visible. It's only going to show you the size which you have for the slide, right? So let's
Okay.
close the master view. Can you see this is my slide right now?
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be the blank layout. If I go for any other layout, apply layout, I can choose any layout and it will be the fixed items will always be there. And I cannot even modify them. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to create anything fixed, you have to use the insert option to insert the text box. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So you can try this and create your slide. I'm just going to modify the slide title to be below my text then. So different layouts have different placeholders. Just going to adjust them for a bit. If you are adding anything in your master slide, I mean in the parent one, make sure the child, the titles in the child and everything else is, not overlapping with the previous one, right? So you might need to modify these. So I'm just going to close the master view. Let me know once all of you are able to do this much. And do try the font option. Yeah.
I have an issue with this customized colors.
Okay. Stop sharing. Yeah. You can share your screen.
So if I go here and I want to, do you see it?
No, not yet. Yeah, now I can see it.
Okay. So here, let's assume I have changed whatever I want to change. How do I save it? Like where?
Yeah, this happens when you have a smaller screen. Sometimes it does not give you the option to, select the save option. So just do one thing, make the change that you want. Like once the changes are done, once you have selected it, now press the tab key, only tab. So you can see which box is highlighted, right? Keep on pressing tab till you go to the bottom, till you reach maybe incorrect quiz or all these options. And you can keep on pressing tab one by one. And at the end, you can assume that it is clicked on the save option and then press enter. So that's the only workaround right now for this.
Okay, did
So,
it save though? Oh, okay, it
uh,
saved.
yeah. So it's just that in some screens this might happen where the viewport is, smaller. So this is a kind of the workaround that we have for it. You'll need to keep on pressing tab and just make sure that maybe after you can click on the incorrect one and press tab 3 or 4 more times and it should reach the save button. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Rishika. I have a question.
Yes, Sakile, you can ask it.
So I keep noticing how, let me try share my screen. Um, Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
So I keep seeing this. See, I understand this is my first frame, right? But
Mhm.
whenever if I missed it, please help me understand. So when I go to view, right, and I go to the master slide, I only see what I put on the master slide. I'm confused why all the other things on the other slides that are already there are not showing, or is it because like, is it because it's different slides, but for the master it's showing only the aspects that has been put in the master slide? But when I edit, I don't edit on the master slide. I have to come back to each particular slide that I have to work on.
Yeah, so I'll explain this better. The concept of the master slide is like when you start a project, like in your organization, there might be some style guidelines. There might be a guideline that, okay, you have to use this specific color, you have to use this specific font. The slides that you prepare should have our company logo. These are
Yeah.
some basic things which you want to follow in all the slides, right?
Mhm.
So the concept of master slide is you are creating that kind of a template. It's not the original slide, it is just the base for you. The original content, yeah, the
Okay.
content that you want is
So
going to come over here.
so this is just a guided, say, things that I want in position and not to move when I'm actually working on the other slides. So
Yes,
just like
it's
a
like that.
template, a
It's like
template or a
that.
theme for that matter. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you very
it's like
much.
that.
I was really
Yeah.
confused why these things are not showing up, and I know they exist, but why can't I see them? Thank
No,
you.
no, it's just because we have different layout. Over here, it's like you have one in the master slide also on the top, you have the big one, which is like a parent, which is common to all the slides.
This
Then
one.
you want,
Yeah.
yeah, this one is common for all. It's going to be your base. Then on the base, you might have an option of image. You might want to place images in some slide. You might want to place questions in some slide. There could be different layouts, right?
So this one is common, as in whatever is here will apply on every single slide. But what I put here will apply on this level slide, even if it's on the other side of the slide.
Uh, yeah, it's
Story.
something like that. It's like a layout. Let me share my
Okay.
screen and explain it better.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess with this one example, I'll show you the example of how this project can be created using the concept of master slides over here. So if I have, suppose this is the slide master. Now this is kind of a project that I want to work on, in which I have one base one where the learning new thing. This is the text which should be there in all the slides. So I have inserted a text box. But sometimes I don't want a text to be defined. I can go back to view option, and maybe in the slide master, yeah, just 1 second. So once I select this in the slide master, if I don't want the text, I want a slide, a layout, which includes title and maybe picture or something else.
Yeah.
Though this is going to include the text and everything, but I don't want this placeholder. I want a different kind of a placeholder. So I can delete this, go for insert placeholder. Can you see content, which includes all the kind of content? Character is there, picture is there, text is there. So if you want picture, you can select only picture option and create your placeholder. This is a placeholder. Okay. Then you might want some character. So you want to place a character over here. Then you want some text about it. So you can use the text option as a placeholder. So these are placeholders, and the layout which I'm using is title and content. That is the name of the layout. right?
Yes.
Now, if I go back to my slide, I'll close this. Now, if I want title and content in my next slide, I want to create a new slide, basic layouts. This is the option where I can find the layouts, and I want to use the title and content. So I will use this. By default, I don't have to, place
Okay.
these
Okay.
boxes.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so I can
This makes
place a
more
heading.
sense now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now I understand it a bit differently because I thought, now I'm understanding that it's actually the type of slides that apply to
yes.
the master slide. I thought that, yeah, no, it makes so much sense. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just like
Thank
in
you.
PowerPoint, you can select the choice of the slide, right? You might have used PowerPoint over there, also you have these
Yeah.
options. So it's
Yeah.
similar to that. You can create a new slide with a basic layout. Which layout do you want to go for? You want to go for a question layout. You can even create your own layouts. Like you
Yeah.
don't find the layout over here, and this one you want to create a new one. So you can go for insert layout, or you can maybe duplicate this one. So duplicate layout. Can you see now I have two options,
Yeah.
right? And this one is title and content. This one is custom. So I can double click here and name it as,
And rename it. Yeah.
yeah, you can name it as title and image data, maybe. It depends on what layout you are setting. And this could be back to title and content. So I don't want this separate. I can, remove the placeholder, go for insert, content placeholder. Content placeholder can include any kind of content. Okay, so
Makes
that's it.
sense. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Right. Now I can close this and create a new one. Right. I guess now the concept is much more clear about what is exactly a master slide and how we can use it for different layouts of this slides, right? So we have seen how we can modify the colors, themes, and basically your fonts. You can set it all in one go, and then you can work on your project. And in the project also, how you can set the base template or a base slide format for all of your slides, right? And you can choose the different layouts for each slide, the way you have to work for it. So I'm keeping the first one as blank. This layout is blank. And in this, I want to add some more data now. I'll show you the buttons option. So once everyone is done, I guess I can see 4 chat messages with the done on it. So everyone else can also confirm me once it is done. Okay. Great. Good. So now I'll move on with the next concept. So over here, I have got this introduction slide. On this slide, maybe I want to view different course materials, different data according to the button which I click. I want to maybe change the data in the slide. So the first slide, for now, I'm just going to remove the other two. You can press the delete key for removing these slides, right? So in the first one, now I want to insert some kind of shapes. Shapes are like your, you can say, not exactly a text box. Text box is slightly different from the shape. So let's see and have a look at the shape. They are different from button also. Buttons will by default have some states added to it and some functionality added to it. But the shapes are normal shapes of your rectangle, square, whatever kind of shapes you want. So I'm going to go for a shape option and choose round single corner or rounded corners, any one which you want. You can choose the shapes which are given at the bottom also, maybe plus, minus, any kind of shape that you want to use in your slide. So I want to go with the rectangle here. I'll use rectangle. Place a big block of rectangle box here, maybe. Now in this rectangle also, I can add a text. If you want, you can use a text box, or you can double click and you will be able to add the text over here. So I'll just start typing, then it will be visible. Select the language you wish to learn today. Okay, so that's my text. And if I want, I can change the size here for the text. Let me select the whole shape. So you can click on the borders of the shape. When you see this four corner arrows, four pointed arrows, then you can move your shape, or you can select it, and then you can choose the option for the text that you want inside it, how you want your text to be visible, right? I want it like a heading, so I'm making it 40 pixels. And you can, if you want, you can change your font color, though the theme is already applied. You can use heading 1 from here also, right? Heading 2, whatever heading you want, you can choose that. You can create a custom style as well. So I want to go with heading 1 right now. And in this also, if you feel that, okay, this is way too less, you can increase it. And then you can increase the indentation. If you want, you can make it more. And on the side also, like you can, it depends on what kind of layout you are looking for. And the gap between the lines you can adjust from here. These are some basic options which are there in most of the presentation tools, right? So align text, middle, bottom, top, where do you want it? I want it in middle only. If you want, you can shift it to top, right? I'm going to keep it in middle. You can go for more options as well to give the margin for the text, right? So over here, if I want more margin on the left and right, I can do that. I'll just give some 30 pixels. Oh, sorry. By mistake, I've pressed enter. So it has applied it. 30 for the left and 30 for the right. Then vertical alignment, middle, text direction, horizontal. This is fine. Top and bottom, you can increase or decrease it. It's in the middle, so it doesn't matter over here. Okay, resize shape to fit text. If you want to do this, you can do this. It will basically resize the whole shape according to the size of your text. Right now, I don't want that. So I've pressed Ctrl Z for undo. So Ctrl Z is normal undo key for all of it. If you want some shadow for your text, you can add that, right? So let's add some blur. Color could be something else. You can even go for preset shadows. Can you see a small shadow is being applied on the box, right? So you can choose any option of the preset, or you can keep it none. Depends on what kind of design are you looking for. Okay. And distance you can modify for custom option. Then line color, this is fine. Fill. Rest all things, yeah, it looks good to me. So I'll just close this option. And you can see the shadow effect, how it is appearing. If you don't want the shadow effect, you can again go for the more options in any one of them and modify that. Okay, so I'm going to keep it as this one for now. The basic one. Close. All right. Now for the text also, if you want something different, you can apply the same shadow, maybe. If you want. And then the colors, highlight colors, if you want to use, you can go for bold text. You can choose any option basically for the formatting of the text that you want from here. So I just want to keep it like this. I don't want any other option right now, right? And yeah. So I'm just gonna, this is my first initial layer. Now in this layer, I want 3 buttons by default, or maybe the buttons could be anything. It could be your languages. I'm creating the course for languages, so I'll create the buttons for the language. So I'll go for the insert option. Now I'm going to insert some buttons. You can see these are the 3 options for the rounded corner buttons. I can choose any one of them. Even I can convert a shape into a button also. Like I can add the triggers, I can add the hover option, all these things on the shape also. But right now I just want to do it on normal button. So I'll go for this option, drag and create your button. You can notice the color of the button is according to the theme color which I have selected. Okay. Double click for entering the text inside the button. So let's name it as English language initially. Now I want all caps maybe for the text. So I can go for the case, uppercase. Of course, this would be heading 2. And if you want, you can go for some theme colors, right? Let's go for this one. Now this is my English button, and how is it different from the shape? Let me show it to you. In the shape, if I go to the states option, we have timeline, states and notes. States are basic here. Whether it's a visited button, whether it's a hover state, those are your states. So in a shape, you will see it's a normal state which is created. But if I select the button, can you see by default normal, hover, down, visited, disabled, all of them are created. So I don't have to work on it. I hope you are able to see the difference between the shape option and the button. It's not like you cannot create a new state, you can create a new state, but over here you have the option to which is already created, so you don't have to rework it. Okay.
Rishika, can you repeat how to add a button? Sorry, I was a bit distracted.
No issues. So I'll show you for the second button. You can go for the insert option. Anything you want to insert in the project, it is going to be from the insert menu. Okay. And inside the insert menu, you have this option of button, slider, dial, hotspot, input, marker. So we want to work with the button. Once you click on this, it's going to show you the options. You can choose any one option from this. I'm going to go with this one. Drag and create. That's it. You can modify the fill color and everything. So yeah. Okay. And in this, I'm just going to double click and add second language. So right now I'm removing this button because I want the duplicate of the first button. I want the same size. I want the same text format and everything, right? So I'm just going to delete the second one. Let's use the first one. I'm going to click on the corner. You can press Ctrl D, which is again the shortcut for duplicate. And then you can copy paste also. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, that is copy paste option. If you want to duplicate instantly, you can use Ctrl plus D, right? That's the shortcut key. Now I'll just need to change the text here. Make it, maybe this was English, then French. It should have taken the same title case. Let's do that. Okay. After this, you can again press Ctrl D for the duplicate option. And the last button I wanted somewhere around maybe here only, because I want to place a back button maybe in the end. So this is going to be any language. We have English, French. Let's use something else. Though I don't know Germany, I don't know French also. So I'm just giving you some example here, right? Let's go for this one. So now I have 3 buttons and I don't know whether they are equally spaced or not. So I'll select all 3 of them. And after selection, you have the arrange option in which you can go for alignment and you can distribute horizontal or vertically. So I want vertical distribution. Now it is equally spaced, right? If you want a back button, you can also use icons for it. So I'll go for the insert option, icons. I'm going to use back. Sorry. Maybe I want to use this icon, or you can go for any other icon of your choice, right? So I'm going to use this one, insert. And this is the icon which I have with me. So I'm going to place it somewhere around here. You can modify the color of the icon. You can choose from your theme palette. If you go for the format option, you can choose any of these formats, right? So yeah, I guess this looks good enough for now. Let me select the shape again. Okay, so it is my slide, and before this slide, I want to show something just like enters or something like that. Or maybe you want to start from here, you can start from here. When you click on the back button, you are taken to the initial one, and all of this will reset. Maybe you want to do something like that. So this is the base layer. Now I'm done till here for now. Just try to do the same on your side. You can choose any other example. You can create a course for languages, or you can create the first slide, initial slide for any other thing. Make sure you, what I want to do over here is when I click on English, the data related to English appears on this shape. When I click on French, data related to French appears on this shape. And I'm not going to change a slide. I'm just going to change the data. So that is what I want to show you. So create something similar, some similar kind of an example where you want to replace the text inside this shape, or you want something overlapping on this particular option itself. Okay. Let me know once you are able to create the buttons and shapes and try the icon option as well. Or if you are facing any difficulty, you can ask. Once you are able to create a slide with the content, like it could be shapes, it could be images also. You can insert images as well. And yeah, you can let me know once that is done. So meanwhile, I'll create one more new slide for the introduction, I mean, the start point. So let's take a blank one. I'll change the order to be before this. Okay. So this one I want first. And I'm just going to place some interesting image over here. You can even choose illustrations. Or if you want, you can go for picture from file or media library. Right. Sorry. I'll just add this one because I think it looks a good introduction image, like it is welcome written in many other languages. Oh, this one is also good. Let's use this one. Using the shift key and then resizing those images is much more better. That way you don't lose the proportion of your image. Okay.
Rishika, where do you press to align horizontally, like so that they, if you have 3 or 4 buttons, so that they have the same space in
Yeah.
between them?
So for that, you need to select all the buttons. Like for
Mhm.
example, I'm selecting all 4 of them. Then do you see on the top this arrange option?
It's smaller for me, but it's okay.
Okay. So yeah, once you click on it, you will see align.
I only have these 4 options.
Okay, let me stop sharing. You can share your screen.
Just 1 second. That was in.
You can share your screen. That would be better.
Yeah, yeah. So you see, I only have here.
Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you see? Okay, you can leave this. Can you see in the next to it, you have the alignment options next to it. Can you see the columns with arrow? Just, yeah, these are the options.
I
So
did
in this,
one. I did them. I clicked on all of them, but it's not aligning the space in between.
no,
Or
it
maybe this
will,
one. Oh no, this one.
yeah,
This one.
this one is the one, distribute vertically, right?
Why
You
does
can
it
click
look
on that.
differently? Why does it look differently on my end?
Oh, yeah, I think, let me share my screen once again. So I hope you are able to see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Now I'm on the format option. When you are on the format option, this is how it is looking like. So this is quite similar to
Yeah.
what you had, right?
Yep.
So yeah, if you are on the home, then it will give you the bigger option. I was using it from the home.
Oh, okay, I see.
That's the only difference. Otherwise, the interface should be the same, like rest all the things.
All right, all right.
Okay. And wherever you want your first and last button to be, place them accordingly. So if I want my last button here and the first one to be in the starting point of the slide, somewhere around here, in between, maybe this is over here, this one is somewhere else, like for example, it's somewhere here. Now, if I want them to be aligned together, I can drag and select them all. Basically, shift and click is going to work in this case. shift and click, shift and click, shift and click. So I can select all of them, then go for arrange, align, distribute vertically, right? Then align, and I can make them align center, right? So that's how you can manage all of them together. Okay. Select them once again.
Stuck.
Okay. So I have just created one more slide and I'm going to rename it as a start. And I've just given a power button here. Okay. So in the button also, if you have used a button, there also you do have these icon options. You can, sorry. Once you create a button, 1 second. Yeah. Once you create a button, you do have these options as well. If you want, you can choose the icon from here, right? If it's a home button, you can give a home icon. You can give power option. You can give anything of your choice from here as well, right? To give the power option here. And I want some rounded corner, or maybe I want to modify the button a bit more. So you can do that from here, width and height, right? Sorry. Button border, you can give weight to the button border, dashes, anything you want to do. Okay. And button effects are there. Yeah, those are the major things here.
Rishika, is the editing mode only available in the slide master? Like it's not available for me otherwise in the slides.
In the slide, like the base layout, if you are willing to edit the layout of the slide, then you can go for the view and slide master. But otherwise, if you want something which should be like, if you want to edit your slides, that is going to be there in the slide view. I'm in the slide view. I'm not in the slide master. Slide master has its own purpose, and I've
Let
explained
me
that
share my
earlier.
screen. I
Yeah.
cannot, it's not available. Like if I click on it, nothing happens.
Have you created this into can you go for the view slide master?
Yeah, so in slide master, it works.
That was my question. Like, I don't want to be
Yeah.
on.
Yes. Now over here, what happened? You have created this slide in the parent one. Can you see it is applicable to all the child one? The concept of a slide master is to create a base thing which you want in all your slides. So this is something which is going to appear in all your slides. It is going to be constant. You cannot change it. If you want something editable, use placeholders or,
So I'm
try.
not getting you.
Yeah.
If I want to edit this second slide, what do I do?
First of all, you will need to create a new slide master, because in this case, let me explain you what happened. Okay. I'll just share my screen once again to explain this concept. Don't be confused with the slide master and the normal slides. The slide master is not the place where you create your final output. If you notice over here, let me explain this once again. I'll just save this project once. So Control S. Right, I'm just going to open a new project for now. Okay, now in this new project, if I talk about the slide master is nothing but it's a base layout. Like this is what your slide is going to look like. If you want something like your logo, or if you want some color or some theme to be followed by all of your slides by default, then you choose the theme over here. Otherwise, you can even create a new, you can right click here, insert slide master. Okay, so the second one which you have created over here, you can apply a theme of your own, whichever you want, right? Now in this, if you see, this is a normal text. It is something which if you use in your slide, now if I close this and go to the double click, and this is my slide, original slide. Now over here, if I want to use this layout, I can choose any one of the layouts. Okay. But if you go back to your slide master, the concept of adding anything on this particular parent slide is that you want it in all the slides. So if I delete this box, for example, and I want some maybe heading, which should be there in all the slides, I don't want to change it. So I'll go over here, insert text box. Use the text box only when you want a static or a fixed content. Okay. This is fixed. It cannot change. If you notice, this text is there in all these slides and I cannot change it. I cannot even select it. Now, this is what has happened with you when you create the design on your parent. This is the parent slide. When you are placing the content on the parent slide, it is universal. It's going to be applied on all of them and you cannot change it. Okay. The things that you want to change, use the placeholder for that. You see this option of insert placeholder. So slide master is to set your layouts. Like you want to, you want to create a kind of a guideline. Like if someone wants to create a slide with a title and a content, they should select this particular layout. What will happen when they go back to the design? This is my slide now. Can you see click to add content, click to add text or any other content, right? So this is coming by default. If I don't want it, I can go for apply layout and change the layout. Maybe I don't want this theme also. I want blank. I'll select blank. I want blank, but with my theme. So I can go with blank. And this is fixed because I created it in the parent one. I hope now it is more clear how to use the slide master. Okay. So whenever you're creating these slides, don't make it on the slide master. Slide master is for your base of the project. It's not for the actual content for every slide. Okay. It's like you want to place some watermark, you want to place your company's logo, Those all things you can place over here. So when I have used the slide master, let me open my project again. I think this one was the one. So when I open my project in this, can you see this learn new language today and the pencil image, it is fixed. I cannot edit it. Why? Because in the slide master, I have used a text box to add this and the pencil image. And these two are like a fixed content. So they will be applied to all the slides and I cannot change them. Okay. So I'll close this again. Anyone else has any doubts or questions about this concept or any other topic which we have covered till now? Let me know if I'm going too fast or if you need more practice, right? And just confirm me once you are done with the first slide and the second one. This is just a start screen. And then when you click on the power button, maybe you are taken to the second screen where you select the languages, right? So just try to create these and they will be done in the slide view where you have new slides. And the new slide, what kind of a layout you want, you can select from here. Okay. So let me know once you are done with this.
Hi, Rishika. Could you repeat about the power button? Like if you click on it, it sends you to the second slide.
Right now, I've not done that interaction.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying that this is the purpose of my designing this button. So later on,
Okay.
I'll add the interaction also.
Okay.
Today is just going to be the design part because triggers and these all are like one thing at a time, right? So once we are done with the design part, then we will go on to the triggers. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Rishika.
Yes, Christopher.
So I see what you're trying to do. We're creating a second slide so that when you click on that back button, it goes to a slide. Now, I created the second slide, but it's 1.2. How do I make it the first one? It's not a drag and drop.
It would. Like what you can do is instead of dragging and dropping the second one to the first, just try to drag and drop the first one to the second. Then you see this arrow, you can just drop it.
I've tried that. It better work. It's not working for me. I don't know.
Okay, you can share your. There is one more thing, like on the story view also, you can try the drag and drop. If that is being difficult, you can try it on the story view.
No. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
It's not working. Can you see my screen?
Just one. Yeah, now I can see it. So you want the.
So this is what it is, right?
Okay.
So this is the one I created last, but it needs to be the first one, start lesson.
Yeah, so what you can do is drag the first one, not the second one. Just try to drag the first one. And yeah, now drop. No. Yeah, now drop it. Do you see the right arrow? Yeah.
So it depends on where the arrow is, huh?
Yeah. This is coming in the back. You need the arrow to enter.
So there's two arrows. There's one on the left and the one on the right.
Yes, enter, exit. It's like that.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So even if you have multiple slides, this is how you can rearrange them. it will work. If you have more slides apart from these, you can create multiple slides as well. For now, I'm keeping only 2. Just like when you click on this, you go to the second slide, you complete your course over here. Maybe you can add one more, right? I'm just going to add one more for the end credits or something. So I'll use the title only option maybe, right? So I can add. Maybe something like this. Thank you for participation. Might need a home button here, so I'm going to just insert one more button. Actually, let's go for a shape. You can also try this option, like just try various icons or shapes. Okay, so in this one, what I have done, I've just created one icon and a shape. Instead of using a button, I've used a shape and an icon. So in these cases where you have two separate objects, like the icon is on a different layer and your shape is on a different, timeline. So if you are using these two separately, you can shift and click and select both of them, and you can create a group of them. Instead of keeping it separate, you can group them together. So you can press Ctrl G, the shortcut for grouping, and you can see this is group 1. Also, in the timeline, you will be able to see the name of all the objects here. So if you want, you can even modify the names. Just one second. It's not giving me the option to drag. Let me see. Right. So gonna change the name here. You can double click on the group 1 and name it as home BTN or whatever you want your component name to be. I'm just going to name it as home, then like this. And this is normal thank you text, so that's fine. Over here, this one can be the start button. It's normal picture. Then this one, again, if you want, you can rename these so that you know which one is doing what. Okay. So this could be back button. This is for German language. So let's try that. Okay. This is French. This is going to be English. Okay, and this can be your information. So I've just named all my items, whatever components, whatever design elements I've used, I've just named them. Okay, so that I don't get confused later on. So you can name these, you can double click on them in the timeline and rename it according to what name you want for them. And yeah, same ways you can rename your slides also. So this one I'm going to keep it as end so that it makes more sense. Okay. This one I'm going to rename it as Maybe, okay, I'll just keep this as introduction only for now. So yeah, you can try to rename all the elements. You can try to create the last screen. In the last screen, if you have group, you can double click to make a selection for individual items. But if you want, you can select them all together in a group and you can move them around easily after that, right? So I'll just write the shortcut key in the chat also for grouping. And if you press Control Shift G, it should basically for ungroup, you can right click and go for ungroup option. Press Control Z here because I don't want to ungroup. So yeah, you can just confirm me once you are done with this. It's going to be like the task which you have to complete by today. Anyone has any doubts or questions? And apart from this, another task is create custom color and font name, save in test. Okay. Okay, so I've shared few tasks on the chat. So this is what we have, what you have to practice before our next session. And in any case of any doubt or any query, you can let me know right now or later on also when when we meet again in the next session, right? So today, this is your overall task. The triggers and other parts are something which we will cover in the next class, right? So today is just about designing and, adding the components or content into your slide. You can also import a PPT slide if you want, right? So I'll just show that to you once. So if you want, you can even explore that option. So I can go for the right click, new slide. You can use this option and import from here, or you can import it from file also, right? So either ways you can go for it. I'm going to do it from here because I want a new slide with the data. So import PowerPoint. If you have any PowerPoint presentation, you can import it over here. I will be using my introduction slide, which is a PowerPoint presentation. So let me open that here. Yeah, this one. Open. It's going to ask me which one do you want to import, right? So you can choose to import just one slide or both of them. You can set new scene with this slide, or you can import it in the existing scene also, current scene also, right? So I'm going to make it in the current scene, both of them, and import. So if you have already created any content in your PowerPoint presentation, you can import those also over here. No issues with it, right? Okay. So you can see the slides are imported. Maybe the order of the slide is not correct. So I can shift and click to select both of them. And then I can drag and place them in the correct order. Okay. If I want it on the end side, I can place it on the end side, right? So my PowerPoint presentation is also imported. If I want, I can apply layout. You can see it's created a new layout for the PowerPoint presentation. If I want, I can apply the blank layout, which is there for my own, what do you say, the slides, right? This one also I can do the same. Since my image is overlapping, it's hiding the text behind, right? So anyways, you can do the editing of your presentation also. Over here, it's an editable slide. So for now, I'm going to delete it from here because I don't want it. It's irrelevant to the project, right? But if you want, you can import the data from PowerPoint. So that's going to be the third one.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Screen.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
So we got stuck here because now I wanted to go to the next slide. When I close the master slide, it becomes empty. So I don't know where I've gone wrong.
No, it's not wrong. Right click on this
Mhm.
chapter 1. Just right click over here on the chapter 1. Yeah, right click here. Can you see apply layout?
Yes.
Yes. So you need to select the layout from here. These are your
Okay.
layouts. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Thank you.
the content which you have added in your layout, you won't be able to change them. So in this case, for this particular example, I won't recommend using the layout with a fixed content because that
Mhm.
might create a problem for our figures. But yeah,
Mhm.
otherwise for different kind of slides, you can create a layout. Usually the layout is what it is like some basic components or colors which you want to use throughout your project. For that, we create the
Okay.
layouts. If you notice,
Okay.
this particular text and the content might change for your English button, for French, for Chinese, for each language, the text could be different, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we cannot do any changes to the layout text. Now, if you try to select any
Okay.
of these buttons, you won't be able to do that. Just try it right now. Are
Yeah,
you able
you can't
to?
click.
Yes. So it's like a fixed content that you want. So that's why master slide is used for the fixed layouts. It's not for your actual content. It's just to make your work easier. You just,
Okay.
indicate that this is where I
So
want my text. It's like that.
all right. So master slide is like the creation session.
Yeah, it's like a reference, creation reference.
Okay.
And you can, if you right click on the chapter 1, and you can select other layouts also. If you go for apply layout now, you will be able to see other options also which are there in your master slide. These were the options which were there, right? So you can choose from this, you can choose question with media. Just click on question with media. You will understand what is the difference between placeholder. So these are the placeholders. Placeholder means editable area. Okay. So you can use the placeholder to define, okay, this is what I want, how the things should appear on the slide. The picture should be on the left and the text should be on the right, or maybe vice versa. You are defining where you want what elements. It's like that.
Okay.
Then you
Okay.
can place those data over here in the slide. Right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. So I guess
Thank you.
now it's much a clear picture, right?
Yes.
Okay. So whatever I have explained today is these are all very important parts and they set the base of your any kind of a project. So that's why I've taken it up before our long break so that you can practice all of this. You can understand the difference between all the features which we have covered till now. And majorly in Articulate Basic, if I talk about the basic features, these are the main ones for the slides, right? So yeah, go through them, try to practice the master slide, understand what is the difference between the master slide, how to apply the layout from the master slide to your slides, right? How to create a new layout. All those things, try to uh, work with them, experiment with them. It will be more clear. And anywhere, any place you are facing any difficulty or doubts, just feel free to ask. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Prishika,
Yeah.
could you please go over the import?
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's something that I saw in yours that I don't seem to find in mine.
Okay.
Yeah, so just
Right. So you can go for file import.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. Just select any PPT here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so you have an option of insert when you select. So if you want it to be part of the current one, you must. Okay, I've seen where I was going wrong. Thanks.
Okay. And you can give the name of your scene, like which scene is it?
Yeah.
If you want new scene, you can give a name to it.
I mean, if you choose new scene.
Yeah, if you're choosing new scene, you need to give a
okay.
name to your new scene, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
for example, trainer details. That's the name which I want for my new scene. So if I click on import now, earlier I did the current scene. Now I'm doing it in new scene. So if I click on import now, it is going to create a new scene.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. I go to the story view. I have two scenes, separate scenes. So yeah, that's all from my side for today. Thank you everyone for joining in. I hope you liked the session.